Hey! I have a book haul for you, which is kind of exciting, and I know that I like book hauls, and I know a lot of people like book hauls, so hopefully you will ignore the fact that I've been gone for quite a while and just look at all the pretty books that I got. Half of these books are brand spanking new, the other half are mostly used copies, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. They're not typically the type of books that I would normally pick up, which is why I decided to buy them in the first place, because I wanted to expand my horizons, as I mentioned in one of my very first videos of the year. So I'm just gonna show you, and we will start with the new books. So the first book I ended up getting was Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which is a sci-fi novel. You will notice a lot of these books are sci-fi. So this book is basically about a world war that occurs in 2021, and the basically drives the species into extinction, sending mankind off to another planet. Sounds awesome. I'm trying to read more sci-fi, and this seems to be a really well-known book. If you read it, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. I'm thinking I might tackle this next month. The Sparrow, which I can't recall what it's about, but my coworker recommended it to me, said I had to read this. So I'm going to be reading this book this month along with another coworker of mine. So I will do some sort of video on this because we will be attempting to discuss things, and I think I will share my discussions with you guys and tell you guys what I thought about it. Again, if you read this, let me know. It's a sci-fi book. Something about hearing something from another planet, something. That was cool. Then I also got the brothers Karamazov. God, I'm not gonna be able to say this. Karamazov, maybe? By this fella. I've heard of this guy. I know he's a famous Russian author. I can't say his name. Dostoevsky. I've heard great things about this, actually. One of my friends, it's one of her favorite books, and apparently it's fantastic, especially this particular translation. So it's a beast, but I think I can do it. Yeah. Next book I picked up was Kafka on the Shore by Haruki Murakami. I've never read any of his books, I think, which is a shame, actually, because he's supposed to be a fantastic author. I think there was maybe a short story of his that I read, something about an elephant that I recall far off, something, for some class. And I liked it, so I can't wait to read some of his stuff. This book in particular is supposed to be really fantastic, dark and really creepy, maybe? Yeah. So, again, tell me what you think. John Wyndham's The Chrysalids. I've read this in grade 9. I think this was one of my required books that I had to read for grade 9 English class. I don't know if I liked it. I think most of the class didn't like it, but I want to give it another go. I think Ariel did a sort of video on this about how she detested this novel. Then somebody else read it and sort of liked it. And then I'm like, I should read it again and see what I think about it. And it's kind of like a sci-fi dystopian sort of book. Next book I got was Zora Neale Hurston's Their Eyes Were Watching God, which I finished 2 days ago. I very much enjoyed this book. I even put little post-it notes on all the sort of sentences that I found particularly beautiful. There were a lot of those, but these ones were my favorite. I'm going to do a review on this because I think this is a fantastic book. A lot of people should have read it. It's a book essentially about a woman living in the 1930s in sort of the southern part of the States, and how she sort of comes to find herself through the 3 different marriages that she goes through. I really like this. Really great book. Fantastic. Amazing. I got Flannery O'Connor's A Good Man Is Hard to Find and Other Stories. It's a book of short stories. I like short stories, so I got this one because this is supposed to be a good one. And then Karen Solis' Pigeon, which is a book of poetry. Oh my god! I have not read poetry ever. Maybe like in elementary school, maybe in high school, a bit of poetry there, but never actually wanted to actually go out and get a book about poetry and read it just for pleasure. And again, recommended to me by a coworker, so I got it, and I can't wait to read it. So now these are the used books that I got. I ended up getting Oscar Wilde's The Importance of Being Earnest, the play. Can't wait to get my hands onto this as a short little guy. And yeah, then I got Albert Camus's The Outsider, and I got it in this really pretty penguin edition, which is amazing because I got it for like $5, but originally this book or this edition is $40, which I think is outlandish. It's crazy. It's not even that amazing for it to be like $40, but it's in perfect condition. So apart from the little tear right there, which is no biggie. So yeah, I got that. The Princess Bride, which I've been meaning to read for such a long time. Love the movie, one of my favorite movies ever. So I got the book. And then, of course, I also got Scarlett Thomas, The End of Mr. Y. A book about books, I believe. And it's gorgeous. Even though it's a used copy edition, I sort of like that it's kind of battered because it's a book about a used bookstore. And I don't know, it just looks really nice to me. I like it. It's pretty. I am currently reading Dodie Smith's I Capture the Castle. This is a reread for me. I read this book when I was 13, so it's been quite a while since I read it. And so far, seriously enjoying it. Adore it. Almost halfway through it. It's a lengthy book, but yeah. That's pretty much it for my video. I hope you guys enjoy. Comment, rate, and subscribe. Ta-ta!